Your headphones promise escape, but many deliver regret. As Black Friday 2025 looms, we're counting down 8 models you might want to skip, and the 2 you'll actually keep. Get ready to shop smart, not stranded. 8. Apple AirPods Max. They're the poster child of modern design. Sleek aluminum, soft memory foam, and a magnetic case that looks like it came from a sci-fi movie. Apple's AirPods Max are meant to scream prestige, and they do, until you start using them daily and realize how quickly the glamour fades. At over $500, these are among the most expensive consumer headphones ever made. You'd expect perfection, durability, comfort, and a lifespan that justifies the cost. But reality is more complicated. The AirPods Max are built like jewelry, not workhorses. The ear cups are anodized aluminum. Stunning, yes, but prone to scuffs and micro-dents that appear even with gentle use. The mesh headband is comfortable but fragile, collecting dust and oils over time that can't easily be cleaned. Then comes the real issue: repairability. Apple's design philosophy prioritizes seamless construction over service access. Inside each cup are glued components and serialized chips, which means third-party repairs are nearly impossible without Apple's approval. Even battery swaps or cushion replacements can trigger compatibility warnings. You don't just own the headphones, Apple still holds the keys. That ecosystem lock-in is powerful. Once you pair them with an iPhone or Mac, everything works flawlessly. Spatial audio, adaptive EQ, instant switching. But that perfection is an illusion of control. Try using them outside the Apple world, on Windows or Android, and features vanish. No equalizer control, no head-tracking audio, no easy firmware updates. You paid for the full experience, but you only get it if you stay inside the walled garden. For all that price and polish, long-term reliability remains questionable. Multiple user reports highlight condensation forming inside the aluminum cups after long sessions, occasionally leading to audio imbalance. Others note battery degradation in less than 2 years of regular use. At this price point, that's unacceptable. Sure, they sound rich and immersive. Few brands can match Apple's tuning in the mid-range clarity. But value isn't just about sound. It's about longevity, serviceability, and independence. On those fronts, the AirPods Max fall short. They're headphones designed to impress on unboxing day, not 5 years later. If you're chasing status, they'll do that. If you're chasing something that lasts, they'll leave you disappointed. 7. Dyson OnTrac. When Dyson announced its first pair of headphones, the internet buzzed. The company famous for vacuum cleaners promised the world's quietest audio experience, even adding a futuristic air-purifying visor attachment. The concept looked straight out of a cyberpunk movie, noise canceling and air filtration in one. But once the hype cooled, reality set in. Nobody wants to wear a science experiment on their head. The Dyson OnTrac, or Dyson Zone in some markets, is ambitious but impractical. At over 500 grams, it's one of the heaviest mainstream headphones on the market. The build quality is excellent, but that weight means fatigue sets in quickly. Reviewers consistently report neck strain and discomfort after an hour of use. The premium materials feel solid, yet ironically, that solidity is what makes them cumbersome. Then there's the pricing. Launching at around $950, these headphones cost more than 2 Sony WH-1000XM6 combined. At that level, you expect world-class comfort, stellar software, and flawless integration. Instead, users get average battery life, inconsistent Bluetooth stability, and questionable app support. The air purifying feature, Dyson's main gimmick, may sound useful in polluted cities, but it's noisy, awkward, and drains the battery fast. Noise-canceling quality, while decent, doesn't match the hype. The claim of world's quietest falls short when compared with Bose or Sony. The audio itself is competent but not revolutionary, a mid-range tuning profile that lacks the warmth and depth expected from true audiophile gear. In short, the Dyson OnTrac delivers more spectacle than substance. Early Black Friday deals already show deep discounts, a sign retailers are clearing inventory. That's never good for a product barely a year old. The reason is simple. It's not built for real-world comfort. At first glance, it's luxury audio meets futuristic engineering. After a few hours, it's a neck workout in disguise. The Dyson OnTrac isn't a bad idea, it's just a solution in search of a problem. It looks incredible on a shelf, but the best headphones disappear once you put them on. These never let you forget they're there. 6. Skullcandy Crusher Evo 2. For years, Skullcandy has been the gateway brand for students and casual listeners. Bold colors, heavy bass, and affordable prices. The Crusher Evo 2 continues that legacy, offering a bass boost slider and modern design at under $150. On the surface, it looks like a win. But dig a little deeper, and the cracks start showing, sometimes literally. The Crusher Evo 2 tries to pack features from higher-end models into a lower-cost shell. The result is a headphone that's fun for the first few months, then starts falling apart. The bass boost mechanism, powered by internal haptics, wears down quickly with daily use. Many users report rattling or distortion after a year. The faux leather ear pads also degrade faster than expected, flaking and peeling after a few months in humid environments. Battery life, while advertised at 40 hours, can fluctuate significantly depending on usage. And firmware updates, crucial for fixing Bluetooth connection issues, arrive sporadically or not at all. Skullcandy's software ecosystem is minimal. Once you encounter bugs, you're on your own. Sound quality is another mixed bag. The Crusher Evo 2 leans heavily into bass response, often at the expense of clarity. It's fun for EDM or hip-hop, but fatiguing for long listening sessions. Highs can sound sharp, mids recessed, and after an hour, you're more aware of your ears than the music. Support and repair options are limited too. Outside major markets, replacement parts are rare, and warranty coverage often requires mailing the product back at your own cost. On Black Friday, the Crusher Evo 2 will likely see deep discounts, but don't confuse a good price with good value. For casual use, they're fine. For longevity, they're forgettable. If you're buying these for their feel the bass marketing, enjoy it. Just don't expect the feeling to last. 5. JBL Tour 1M2. JBL has a solid history of making reliable, energetic headphones, but the Tour 1M2 is a classic case of marketing outpacing execution. Promoted as a flagship noise-canceling model, it promises competition-level sound and performance at a slightly lower price. In reality, it's a great product that gets held back by inconsistency, a pattern JBL hasn't quite shaken off. Out of the box, the Tour 1M2 feels premium. The build quality is good. The matte finish resists fingerprints, and the ANC, active noise canceling, is decent. But over time, users encounter the same trio of frustrations: uneven Bluetooth stability, software bugs, and inconsistent sound profiles. Firmware updates sometimes fix one issue while introducing another. The companion app, while feature-rich, isn't always stable across devices. Comfort is decent for shorter sessions, but clamping pressure and heat buildup become noticeable after extended use. The ear pads are plush, but not breathable, which can cause discomfort in warm environments. That might sound minor, but for travel or office work, where these headphones are marketed most, comfort is everything. Durability is another question mark. Consumer reports mention headband creaks or hinge looseness after a year of use. It's not catastrophic, but it does chip away at the premium image JBL is chasing. The sound signature, while punchy, lacks refinement compared with Bose or Sony. Boosted lows, slightly hollow mids, and highs that can be inconsistent depending on EQ settings. On Black Friday, expect the Tour 1M2 to be aggressively discounted, which might tempt buyers looking for a Bose alternative. But that discount hides the bigger issue: support. JBL's warranty and parts availability vary widely by region, and repair centers are limited. What looks like a smart mid-range deal may turn into a short-term gamble. In the end, the JBL Tour 1 M2 isn't a bad headphone, it's just not a consistent one. It overpromises, underdelivers, and relies too heavily on brand recognition to fill the gaps. If you're serious about long-term quality, this is one deal you might want to skip. The next section will move from mediocrity to mastery, the ones that actually deserve your Black Friday attention. 4. Sennheiser Momentum 4 Wireless. When you buy Sennheiser, you're not buying hype, you're buying heritage. The Momentum 4 Wireless embodies exactly that, a perfect balance of refined design, impressive sound, and real-world dependability. It doesn't need to shout about its features because it quietly does almost everything right. With around 60 hours of continuous playback, the Momentum 4 has one of the longest-lasting batteries of any premium headphone in 2025. You can cross continents before needing to recharge. More importantly, the sound quality stays consistent even on low battery, something many competitors still fail to manage. Sennheiser's sound signature is unmistakable: rich lows, clear mids, and crisp but never harsh highs. Whether you're mixing music or watching a movie, it sounds intentional rather than exaggerated. Build quality is where Sennheiser often separates itself from the rest. Soft ear cushions, durable sliders, and a lightweight frame give long-term comfort without feeling flimsy. It doesn't creak, doesn't overheat, and doesn't feel like it will break if you drop it once. Reliability isn't glamorous, but for daily wearers, it's everything. This is not a discount brand or an impulse buy. It's a worth-it purchase, the kind of gear that will still sound and feel great after 2 years of use. For Black Friday buyers, that matters. It's tempting to chase the cheapest deal, but Sennheiser sits in that rare zone between luxury and logic. You pay more than you would for a mid-tier model, but you avoid every frustration that comes with one. Sennheiser backs its headphones with strong warranties and real customer service. No vanishing firmware support or parts shortages. These headphones are for people who don't want to buy again next year. If you want just one recommendation that truly delivers on its promise, this is the one. 3. Bose and Wilkins PX7 S3. Every few years, a headphone comes along that doesn't just sound good, it feels handcrafted. The Bose and Wilkins PX7 S3 is that headphone. It's what happens when engineers build for purity rather than mass appeal. These aren't meant for commuters scrolling through playlists. They're built for listeners who care about every frequency. The PX7 S3 focuses on craftsmanship above all else. The carbon fiber arms, memory foam pads, and tight acoustic seal combine to create a listening experience that feels private and precise. The materials don't squeak or flex. They sit silently, letting the music take full attention. The design is timeless, subtle branding, tactile textures, and zero unnecessary flash. Sound fidelity is where Bose and Wilkins justifies its premium price. The tuning is neutral and analytical, without being cold. The bass has depth without bloat. The mids are smooth, and the highs shimmer naturally. For many reviewers, these rival wired studio monitors in tonal accuracy. It's not louder, it's cleaner. The kind of clarity that lets you rediscover songs you've heard 100 times. And then there's longevity. B&W products are built to last for years, not seasons. The brand offers consistent firmware updates, replaceable pads, and serviceable components. In 2025, that's rare. These aren't throwaway tech gadgets, they're tools for lifelong use. Even after years, owners report minimal wear and stable battery performance. Yes, they're expensive, and even on Black Friday, the discounts might not be huge. But that's the point. The PX7 S3 isn't about chasing sales. It's about buying something once and keeping it. For serious listeners, this is a headphone that respects your ears and your investment. 2. Sony WH-1000XM6. Sony didn't just invent modern wireless headphones, they perfected them. The WH-1000XM6 is the latest proof. Every generation has refined the formula, and this 2025 model sits at the sweet spot of performance, comfort, and polish. It's not just another upgrade, it's the benchmark that every other brand quietly measures against. The XM6 offers elite noise canceling, engineered using adaptive AI algorithms that learn your environment. Whether you're on a plane, in a cafe, or at your desk, it adjusts automatically to block just the right amount of noise without warping the sound. It's effortless silence, the kind that makes you forget the world for a while. The sound signature is pure Sony, balanced, dynamic, and deeply immersive. The bass is tight, not bloated, the mids are rich, and the highs glide smoothly. Every song sounds intentional. The XM6 also refines call quality. Beamforming microphones and wind reduction software make it reliable for professionals who actually use these for work, not just music. Battery life is strong, around 30 hours with noise canceling on, and a 10-minute charge delivers up to 5 hours of playback. Combine that with intuitive touch controls, smart pause sensors, and multi-point connectivity, and you get a product that feels alive in your hands. Sony's biggest advantage is infrastructure. Firmware updates arrive regularly. Spare parts are easy to find. The companion app, Headphones Connect, remains one of the most robust in the industry. Everything about this brand screams consistency. And then comes the Black Friday bonus. Sony always discounts the XM series heavily during holiday sales. That means you can get the best noise-canceling headphone in 2025 for a mid-range price. It's a rare case where the hype and the hardware match perfectly. If you want the headphone that does it all, commute, flights, calls, music, gaming, this is the one to trust. For value, dependability, and sheer performance, the WH-1000XM6 remains the safest and smartest buy of 2025. 1. Bose QuietComfort Ultra, 2nd Gen. Some headphones chase specs, Bose just chases perfection and somehow keeps finding it. The QuietComfort Ultra 2 isn't revolutionary, it's evolutionary. It takes everything Bose learned over decades and refines it until nothing is left to complain about. The result is the most comfortable, best balanced pair of noise-canceling headphones money can buy in 2025. Comfort is still Bose's secret weapon. The ear cushions feel like clouds, the clamping force is feather-light, and the weight distribution is flawless. You can wear them through entire flights or work days without even noticing. It's not just comfort, it's endurance. While competitors build heavier, denser designs, Bose keeps its signature light touch, proving that luxury doesn't have to weigh you down. The noise canceling remains unmatched. The Ultra 2 uses advanced acoustic calibration to detect leaks in the ear seal and automatically compensate for them in real time. Even small background sounds, air vents, chatter, typing, fade into complete silence. Reviewers consistently call them the most comfortable ANC headphones ever made. Sound quality is classic Bose, smooth, balanced, and rich. The new immersive audio mode adds a subtle spatial depth without gimmicks. Vocals sound natural, instruments have texture, and you can listen for hours without fatigue. They're not for bass junkies or treble chasers, they're for listeners who want music that simply sounds right. Battery life clocks in at about 24 hours, and charging is quick, 15 minutes for 4 hours of playback. But the real longevity lies in how well they age. Bose's support is legendary. Spare cushions, firmware updates, and accessories are widely available. When other brands abandon older models, Bose still services theirs. On Black Friday, prices often drop by 20–25%, which makes the QuietComfort Ultra 2 an unbeatable deal for anyone wanting buy once, keep for years quality. It's a headphone built not just for listening, but for living with. A quiet companion through travel, work, and everyday noise. At the top of the 2025 rankings, Bose doesn't win because it's flashy. It wins because it's faithful. Decades in, they still understand the one thing technology often forgets: your ears deserve peace, not pressure.